Welcome back to another edition of the Pitch Putt and Puff podcast. My name is Roger, aka RGB. Appreciate everybody tuning in to this evening. Before we get rolling with the guest, though, we got to give a quick shout out to our sponsor, GolferCBD.com. Golfer CBD is introducing a range of naturally sourced products, enhancing golfers' playing skills and capability during their training process, game prep, performance, and relaxation. This product is developed and produced by golfers for golfers. Used and supported by performance and professional golfers across the U.S. and Europe, Golfer CBD is manufactured right here in the United States. They have the gummies, the topical creams, the recovery cream. Also have they have the spray. So make sure you check these guys out. GolferCBD.com, Golfer CBD USA on Instagram. You can use promo code at checkout PPP10 to save yourself 10%. GolferCBD.com. Also locally here in the upstate New York, check out 420 Bliss, located at 740 Hoosick Road, right up in the Walmart Plaza. Stop in there, pre-rolls, edibles, flour, tinctures, you name it, they got it. Make sure you let them know the Pitch Putt and Puff crew sent you. You can check them out at 420-bliss.com as well, where they have a delivery service. Make sure you pop in there. And on Instagram, the new Instagram for them is 420 Bliss New York. So make sure you follow them. And last but not least, we got Trouble Off the Tee. Shout out to Marty and the crew. Author Marty Minden. You can find the book on Spotify. It's narrated by Jake Adams from Country Club Adjacent. As well on the website, bunch of different options: hats, polos, quarter zips. Use promo code RGB for 15% off, and then promo code PUFF for the polos. Buy one get one free. Make sure you guys take advantage of that. That deal will be coming to an end soon. But tonight I'm going to be introducing some boys from the East Coast. Very, very similar to what the Pitch Putt and Puff crew is doing. We're rolling with the Rolling Green boys from NYC, Rolling Green Golf Club, from New York City. So. Take a quick break and we'll get these guys on here shortly. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Welcome back to the Pitch Putt and Puff podcast. My name is Roger, aka RGB. Tonight, going to introduce my man Billy from the East Coast, Rolling Green Golf Club or crew. What do you go by?
Well, it's golf club, but it also is GC, so it's golf club / ganja club. So
okay, all right, I like that. I like that.
GC.
All right, man. Yeah, man. I appreciate you jumping on. I seen you guys pop up on my Instagram a little while ago, and we got the same mindset, man. Say it right on the East Coast. So interested in what you guys are trying to do down there. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and what the plan is?
A little bit about me. So originally from New York City, born in Suffolk County. Then moved out to Atlanta, Georgia in 1993. So I spent the past 30 years in Atlanta. Just moved back to New York this past December. And having been back in New York, having been in the cannabis industry in the sense of a consumer and helping with like product development and whatnot, going to California and Colorado with some friends, just noticed like everywhere I went, you would see golfers, you'd see stoners, and they were just there. And coming to New York City, obviously, is the mecca of business. It's the money capital of the world.
Mm-hmm.
So now you start seeing very affluent people who are successful, they're professionals. We've got a lot of finance guys, a lot of different individuals that just, they're successful in their own right. And then they were very much in the closet about their cannabis use. But now with it being legal in New York, they're a lot more liberal about it coming out. They're tiptoeing out.
Right.
And a lot of it's just a great way. I've heard so many different stories from it just being a medical use on personal, and they each had their own story as to why they were still actively using cannabis, how it affected them and helped them in their day-to-day life and their careers and their professions. So it was really cool to see these like high achieving, high functioning stoners being able to accomplish so much, have such a well put together life. Whereas the stigma is if you're a stoner, you're a lazy bum, you're a couch potato, all you do is eat food and do nothing, right? So that to me just kind of really spoke, just having that ambition and that drive in me, but also my own personal story with cannabis and how it has helped me out, just with all the injuries I've suffered and being able to bounce back and just a great tool. And when you treat it like that, it becomes just this wonderful, social, communicative, just, I don't know how to put it.
It's more
it's how
like
the Indians did.
Yeah. It's a use it, don't abuse it kind of thing. And you can really reap the benefits of it. Like, and like the social aspect of it. golf and cannabis are two things that bring people from all walks of life together.
Yep.
So you could be, out on the golf course and you say you go out and play one day by yourself. Well, you could get paired up with a 70-year-old guy. You could get paired up with another guy your age and then some 16, 17-year-old kid who's just trying to go out and play. That's the game of golf. Now with cannabis, it's the same thing. You're sparking one up somewhere at a party or you cook out or whatever. Grandma might walk over. Now you got the uncle walking over. Nowadays,
School
especially
teachers.
yeah, it's just become, especially now because it's becoming so much more socially acceptable. Like,
Sure.
dude, especially down there. So I grew up in upstate, just outside of Albany. Good friend of mine, my man H Money. He had a house down in Astoria. So I spent a good chunk of my early 20s going down there, helping him do some work on his house, and we were down there all the time. And if we didn't bring enough shit down with us for the weekend, one, we couldn't find anything, and then
Yep.
like two, you wouldn't sit on the porch and smoke a joint because you're afraid the cops fucking with you back then.
Yeah.
Now
100%.
I go down around Christmas time to do the Christmas tree thing, and I'm walking down. The cops say, "Hey, man, I'm just smoking on the corner." They don't even care. So, like, just the way the whole world flipped upside down on the cannabis side of it, in the past, 5-10 years, especially in New York, it's insane. It really is,
Yeah.
and just the way to bring people together, it's really. I mean, that's it right there. Put those two together, you got something rolling here, man. I like it.
Yeah.
So,
And I think, sorry, go ahead.
no, go ahead.
I just think that putting those like you said, putting those individuals together, building that community, that foundation, when you can put a lot of high achieving individuals together, a lot of great things accomplished. But then when you can blanket that, sprinkle that culture of, that the Rastafarian, the cannabis culture, the Bob Marley, the love, peace, love, it just becomes like, I don't know. I guess it's that equalizer. It doesn't
Mm-hmm.
matter where you're at in your life and your position as far as that element of individuals. When you're really focused and you're driven and you can hit goals, and be able to include this element into your life. I think that's why a lot of companies now are okay with their employees using cannabis
Mm-hmm.
because they look at it like, well, do we want Bob or Sally getting too drunk or hammered at an event? Right?
Right.
Because now they could be liable for something or anything like that. Cannabis, also done responsibly, it can be more of a helpful tool. Some people with social anxieties. I deal with that myself, so it's helped me out a
Mm-hmm.
lot. I wouldn't be caught dead doing this before
Bro,
I
same.
smoked pot. I was like, hey, I can be
Same.
in front of a camera, and I'm still kind of getting used to it. I'm still getting used to being around a bunch of people. So it's very helpful, and like you mentioned, it's definitely a tool. But being able to take that tool and implement it around a bunch of individuals with resources and tools of their own, it's like what can be created, what can happen,
Mm-hmm.
So, and I think a lot of great things already have started happening.
Yep.
And they're just going to continue to happen as the stigma lessens and as the communities grow. And even with golf, when it starts to adopt, eventually they're cool with the mainstream with cannabis. I think that will definitely start to bring more opportunities to both communities as well to grow.
Yep, it's starting to make its way up here. We were able to lock down a course to let us have a cannabis cup on July 18th. We're doing a little cannabis cup here. New York Auto Flowers primarily running it, but
For sure.
myself and the Helium Collective are helping them, promote and get some golfers out there and all that. So far, so good. He was going to do like an individual kind of
Hmm.
thing for some cash prizes. I was like, buddy, you got to do a scramble. One, will be there all day, and then two,
Yeah,
you're going to have people cheating their ass off. So
for
especially
sure.
if you got cash on the line. So just do a 4-man scramble and keep it fun.
Keep it moving. Yep.
Yup,
Yep.
keep it moving. So I recently seen you guys got something going on with Dank that I see.
Yeah. So I went over to the HPI farm in
The
Poughkeepsie.
the reason
Yeah,
I'm
dude.
asking is I'm firing one up right now.
Bro. Yeah, I smoked my last one actually earlier, so I got to re-up myself. But dude, it's been cool to see like the companies and brands that have reached out, the partnerships. So a little bit about the club as far as how we structure it. There's 200 members per chapter. Of course, New York City is the first one. This is our test market. This is our first one, and so far, I mean, it's been great. And so we'll start off with 50 founding members. From there, it'll turn into 200 members total. Sorry, my cat's going crazy here
You're
now.
good, man.
It'll be a total of 200 members, and that kind of just helps with like the logistics of getting everything on the course and having to run a golf outing. And it'll be a private membership, so I've gone to a lot of the courses in and around New York City, out in Long Island, from public to private courses.
Hmm.
securing courses that would be willing to house us and have us there, and just kind of building partnerships, bridging those gaps where a lot of the smoke shops and dispensaries, I should say, legal dispensaries, and
Hmm.
the legal brands in New York City have a harder time because of the OCM and how they kind of handcuff them and how they can and cannot promote and advertise. So building a platform for them that also works with individuals that are decision makers builds a great opportunity for a lot of great things to happen. One of the perks I'll just kind of put out there is a helicopter charter company out in Chelsea Piers. I approached them about being a sponsor and being able to offer, just as you mentioned, a 4-man scramble, but for our guys, when they win, they get a charter helicopter flight around the courses in New York City, with the last one being the course that they just played and won on. So for me, it's just the experience, the being able to give that to the community. And when they start thinking like, man, I'm really a part of something that's fun, it's cool, I get some free golf, some free weed, but the social networking opportunities. And now maybe they can work with this company and this decision maker owns whatever, or is a decision maker for a company to create an event and include them. So really trying to open doors, really just, kick the doors in if I can.
Yeah.
But just to have opportunities like that to create these really cool experiences for our members, I think it's first and foremost super important to just
Hmm.
build it and give and give and give and just let the community start to kind of grow from that seed. And then from there, the community collectively, now we can start giving a golf first tee
Right.
program, raising money, and a lot of charitable cause marketing, and then start going into cannabis side, helping individuals getting into the industry or pointing them into individuals that can consult for them on a high level to kind of really push them and get them to where it needs to be. So being able to offer that with the golf outings, and then afterwards we have a partnership with a restaurant group in downtown Manhattan. So we have a rooftop lounge that'll be members only, inclusive,
Oh, nice.
uh, food and beverages included. We'll have goodies from all the brands and sponsors as gift bags for all the members.
Yeah.
There's all their cannabis. The food's provided from us. We'll have infused, non-infused, and shout out to Chef for Hire to helping with that. And shout out to Roof at South Park, who's the restaurant host. That'll be our main clubhouse. So, nice, wonderful aspect, a beautiful clubhouse vibe and environment that we're creating. Trying to do as much as we can to just bring everybody together,
Yeah.
create the experience, and then just grow it from there.
That's dope, man, because that's like, so I also have, I do the pitch putt and putt here, but I'm trying to start a similar thing, non-cannabis based, where it's just the Legends Golf Club. It's an affiliate of a group out of California. And we're doing a little partnership where, because we don't have any golf clubs or anything like that up here. And like everything you're saying to me right now is kind of like my aspect of like the pitch putt and puff of like, that's what I want it to be. But it's
Mm-hmm.
so hard to like lock down. We get taken care of so well at our home course that it's tough for us to go anywhere else. But it's
Yeah,
also like I get my tee times. I can get a couple extra here and there, but I might not be able to get 10 tee times. I might be able to get
yeah,
4 tee times. It's that kind of
yeah,
thing. So like
yeah,
I would love to grow it to 200 members, but like the people up here are still a little scared and skittish of the puff aspect of it, unfortunately.
yeah, yeah,
But I like what you're doing because you're giving people a reason to want to join.
yeah,
You're giving, and then once the businesses see that you're going to start growing, it's going to be easier to get those sponsorships and
yeah.
those different brands to come in. Yeah, I spoke to Michael from Dank not too long ago. I was supposed to have him on here. I've been so busy lately since the golf
Mm-hmm.
started. I
For
actually
sure.
play golf like 6 days a week, so
Oh, that's
I'm
beautiful, dude.
I'm out there all the time. I just took my 6-year-old out for the first time tonight, man, and it was. I figured we were going to play 3 holes. That's why I was a little bit late tonight. I
Yeah.
figured we were going to play 3. So they jumped me out to the back. I met up with one of my buddies out there, and he was with a couple other guys I went to school with. And I'm like, guys, I'm just going to have her like swing once in a while and putt. Yeah, I won't slow you down. I promise. If I do, we'll pick up the ball and go.
For sure.
And she's like, Dad, like after the first one, she's like, how many we got left? I'm like 7, because we met him on, I think it was like the 12th hole. She goes, oh, that's it? I'm like, yeah. I was like, well, you'll see. It takes a little while. But then like the other group was in front of us. They'd be on the green or, halfway down. I'd let her hit her tee shot. But dude, like she only really swings the club in the yard. And she was getting the ball up in the air. Like her swing is halfway
Mm-hmm.
decent. I'm like,
Wow.
my one buddy's like, dude, this is our first time. Like we went to the simulator once, but it was just a real cool experience out there with her tonight.
Yeah.
Watching her have fun
Yeah.
doing it
Yeah.
was the
Yeah.
best part because I don't want to push it on her, so she
Sure.
hates it. So
Yeah.
now I'm like, all right, let's slow roll into this. So
Yeah.
it's been a pretty cool
That's the life,
experience.
man. That's the
It
life right
is.
there,
It
dude.
is. So where do you guys like? All right, so I go down to the city all the time. I think I've seen one golf course on my way out, taking the Henry Hudson up towards up north, and I seen a golf course on my right hand side one time, and then I seen the Trump golf course. Where the hell do you guys play golf down there?
So you got the Trump course, which is Bally. I know they took his name off, but now it's called Bally. And then
Okay.
now we've got Van Cortlandt, we've got Split Rock and Pelham Bay. We play over there. We've got Moshaloo, which is kind of like a par three course, really short course, 9 holes over there. We've got, I said Van Cortlandt, Patriot Hills that we play at.
Okay.
And then I've got a place out in Long Island that we go to, which is Cherry Valley. It's out in Garden City. It's a private member course. But fortunately, I've got a buddy of mine over there and just kind of hooked it up. Um,
Nice.
and now I was over at St. Andrews when I went up to Poughkeepsie. I stopped over there. And funny enough, man, like the gate and everything, because that thing is like ironclad shut. And I was sitting there looking at the game. I was like, dude, how crazy it would be just to be able to get us out here. And I'm like, man, I wish I can get in there. And it's got, of course, a security booth with a security guard there, but for whatever reason, the dude wasn't in there. And it just had the screen there, I guess, to communicate with them or whatever.
Yeah.
And I seen the little button. It said for deliveries or whatever to call. So when I press it, it calls, it rings, it hangs up, and then the door opens. I go, oh, yeah, I'm driving through.
Hell yeah, you're going through there.
So I drove through and I get to the clubhouse and I see a couple people scattered out on the course or whatever, not a whole lot, like maybe 10 people. And I get there, older guy walks up to me, you can tell I'm like looking around, start walking to the pro shop. He goes, that's closed. I was like, oh, okay. He's like, the course is closed. We're not open yet. We're
Yeah.
conditioning. I was like, oh, okay. I just seen some people out there. He's like, no, those are all employees. They're getting done and they're out there playing around. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I was like, well, I'm building with Rolling Green Golf Club. We're from New York City. We're a golf cannabis club, private members. And guy goes, oh, that's interesting. And so after a brief like conversation with him, he kind of like points at me. He goes, "Go, hey man, go around the back. There's these double doors down at the bottom. There's somebody in the office. Go talk to them." Pretty
Yeah.
cool concept and whatnot. So older head, he doesn't smoke anymore, but he talks about all the times he used to be on the golf course smoking and whatnot. So I go down there and there's this lady working there, and I talk to her, and her eyes light up. Same thing, and she's probably maybe 25 or 26, So she's
Okay.
just like, "Oh, this is so cool. Oh
Right.
my God." And like looks up the page and social media and stuff. She's like, yeah, I mean, we don't allow weed smoking on the course, but we definitely smell it every so often. So I'm sure the members are out there smoking. I'm like, yeah, that is the clientele that we're looking for. We want to reach out to them. We want them to be part of it. We're trying to build a community with them. And as a collective, I think there's a lot that we could build as a community, especially when you got buddies you can hang out with and smoke pot with
Yeah.
and do some stuff with. So we chatted and I got some of the information from the folks there, and it looks like another great opportunity and a few other places. So for me, it's been again putting that groundwork in, knocking on doors, showing my face,
Yep.
saying hello to everybody. I walked from Canal Street to 168th uptown, and I stopped at all the legal dispensaries, shook their hand, and then I'm hearing reps going, "Billy, you literally went to all the stores because we had to go by," and they're all like, "Yeah, the guy from Rolling Green was here." And I'm like, "Holy crap!" I'm like, "Yeah, man!" Like, I'm not serious. I'm like, I'm not joking. I'm serious about this. Like, we're
Yeah.
we're making this happen.
Yep.
So, and I think they see the dedication behind it and the passion and the want to just build something really awesome. And so I think that's been, you know, one of the biggest reasons why we've been received so well. And again, the concept's cool. Be part of
Yeah. Hell
something.
yeah.
You've got some golf, some cannabis, some network. It's like, why
Hell
not?
yeah.
So
Absolutely. And it's
it's
about the
great.
grind too, bro. Like,
Yeah,
you're gonna get back what you put into it. Like
100%.
so I'll tell you a little bit of story about the podcast. When I first started the podcast, man, I did interviewed the guys that we played with. I didn't reach out to anybody outside our circle of 12 guys at most. Then I started doing like local interviews with like a couple of cannabis people I got connected with. And then I had 140 followers last Christmas. I remember sitting down. I was actually down in Harlem in the city. I was talking to my buddy about it. I was like, I don't know what I want to do with this thing. I don't know if I'm what I'm gonna do with it. He's like, well, do you have fun doing it? I go, bro, I have a great time doing it. I go, I just gotta. I don't know how to work the social media side and all that aspect. He's like, well, start like trying to get guests. So I slowly like started reaching out to different people and like different, not even just golf people, cannabis people. Started mixing it up, and then all of a sudden, like January, I started getting a little progress, and then February, I was reached out to by a podcast network, so I joined the Golfer Gang Network, and then the Golfer CBD reached out to me. Now I have a sponsorship there, but I drop a podcast every single day. I'm doing an interview, like I'm recording 2 tonight. I just try to do it to where I'm organizing all these things. I'm reaching out to people, reaching out to businesses. I'm putting a lot of effort into it, and I'm slowly seeing some results of it. Before, when I was just sitting back doing nothing, I was getting nothing out of it. So like if you're gonna go, bro, that's a long, for people that don't know, Canal to 168th is a long ass walk, man. That's a hike. That's a hike. Like
I'm so used to walking.
I see you too. Like when I see you on the videos, your stories, man. You got the golf bag, you're on the subway. I'm like, golf in New York City life is just so different. It's so different
compared to Atlanta, because everywhere in Atlanta you have to drive. Like we have a MARTA system, which is our subway system, but it goes up, down, left, right. That's it. That's all you're getting out of it. So, and it only covers so much. So it's out there you have to drive. And so I'm so used to driving the courses. And then when I moved to New York City in December, and I'm just like, dude, I'm like 6, 7 months into it now. And I'm like, there hasn't been a place I haven't had to go to that I couldn't get there by train and bus. Like, I'm good. I don't need to bring my car. I don't need to look for a little car. I'm good. And then the courses like Mashalou and Split Rock is like right up the 4 train. Takes me an hour, maybe hour and a half max if I go up to Split Rock, but it takes me 45 minutes to Mashalou. Let's do it, And then I started volunteering over there on the weekends for the First Tee program. So now I play there for free. So now I go there, I get to practice. Again, it's a great practice course, kind of, work on your game a little bit, or at least keep you swinging. And then heading out to like Split Bay and Pelham, where they're cool with us having like outings and whatnot. But it's been really like, interesting in the looks that you get. And every once in a while you get a police officer or somebody just kind of stops you and goes, "Where are you playing at today?" And you already know they're asking, "Oh, you golf too?" And they're like, "Yeah." Either they did or didn't. So it's kind of cool. You do it long enough. Now people just, and I've got the pink donut book bag or golf bag. So it's like, bro, you can't not recognize it. So people see it. And they're like, "I see you in the train all the time. You must be a golfer. Are you a professional?" I'm like, "No, far from it. I'm a 15 handicap, bro."
Same. That's exactly where I'm at. I was just looking at it today. I just went down. I just dropped down to a 15 end of last week. Yeah, I've been putting some work in. So what kind of, like, when you go to talk to some of these companies, like when you talk to like the restaurants and stuff like that, like what I know you've gotten some crazy, because I do it too. I've reached out to a few courses about doing reviews and tell them the same thing. It's the cannabis and all this, blah blah blah. And like some people will hit me back, we're totally not interested, or some people just don't, they ghost you. But then the ones that hit you back with just the way they come at you, how interested they are, or you get the people who completely shut you out. Like, what have you been getting?
I mean, a little bit of. I've had a little bit of both, where I've had some interested folks that just organically just kind of gravitated towards it. A couple other people, like, they get the concept obviously right away, but then you kind of have to explain to them, like, look, guys are out there smoking cigars, Cubanos, cigarettes out there on the course. Obviously, you guys don't want that out there. It's kind of like a golden rule to keep the course clean.
Right.
We're not advocating, and I tell them, I was like, we're not advocating for people to smoke cannabis on the course, leaving cigarette butts. So we've got vapes, we've got gummies, we've got drinkables that are infused. So I usually will temper it down that way, and a lot more people kind of come off their guard a little bit when they hear there's other options.
Okay.
First thing that I think of weed is like a joint and a brownie, right? So if you could present more of the brownie stuff, they're like, "Oh, okay, I mean, you're gonna eat on the course, I get it. Yeah, okay, sure." So, but when if you're talking about, they're gonna be all about fatties, and they already get, like I said, they go back to that old stigma of like
Right.
trouble, well, not troublemaker, but just lazy, just idiotic stoners. And I'm like, no, not that group of people.
Right.
So, and then also just like the way positioning it too as well, I think is also a big part of it. And I've got a really strong background in sales and marketing. I started that when I was 16 years old, working in retail and sales and in
Yep.
corporate life. So being able to like kind of understand like how to find my target market, create features and benefits, pitch it, deal with objections, all that. I've kind of like already trained myself like how to do that and
Yep.
already how to like preemptively like because I already go on a golf course, especially like the nice ones, and the first thing I'm thinking is like they're already gonna tell me no.
Right.
But then I kind of get a feel like create conversation. I start building that ground, that common ground, which kind of puts you through the sales process. Now, when they feel cool and relaxed, they're kind of opening up and talking to you like, oh, so yeah, now I own this private members only golf club, social club. And they're like, oh, everything is pink fairies. And then you go, we also have a common ground as far as cannabis goes. Some of us
Right.
smoke it, some of us enjoy it as edibles. They even have seasoning for your food infusion. I go, what? So I think also offering it to them in that aspect with a little bit of like education, kind of like an elevator pitch,
Yep.
um, it's helped reduce, I think, the amount of no's I've gotten, which I've gotten a few,
Yeah. Sure.
which is okay. You got to go through
It's
that. That kind of gives
it's
you an
part of the
idea of like,
game. Yeah.
yeah.
It's
So,
part of the
but the
game.
yeses have been great. The yeses have been like, how do we, be involved? How do we watch this grow? I think a lot of it's a lot. Everybody sees a lot of potential, as I do myself, with like creating more chapters to go from here all the way to California, to
Yep.
Washington, state
Yep.
of Washington, Seattle, and everywhere it's legal. And if there's a member out there, there's a chapter, members can be a part of it. They can connect to it, or connect with their groups, social groups, have some travel events where we're outings, we can go places. So,
Yeah.
um, and then
That's,
once the federal government takes the lid off of I'm telling everybody, man,
it's coming,
cannabis
man. It's coming.
ads are going to be at Met Stadium. They're going to be at Giant Stadium. They're going to be at Yankee Stadium, right next to Corona, Budweiser. It's the corporate sponsorships that will now be able to be open after the federal stuff is dealt with. So I
Yep.
think that's why people like yourself, me, individuals who own farms, cannabis brands, dispensaries, those are the ones that if they can really like siphon themselves to the cream of the crop at the top and create a product, a process, have the people in play, and
Yep.
just keep developing that experience. Like they'll be the ones that'll have those billboards, those ads. They'll be on the side of a bus on the MTA. They'll be splattered all over the trains in a wrap like they do. It'll be
Yeah.
okay at that point. So, and
Right.
I think having those brands, then you'll have those big companies going, hey, how much you need a check for your company for? Oh, we want to partner. We want to invest. We want to be part of it. We. And I'm like, I see that as a possibility for this whole industry, especially in New York City, for anybody developing anything that's a cannabis brand that creates community and that can just help grow the culture. So it's a twofold aspect of creating a community and then building something that can start building opportunity, whether it's
Right.
jobs, careers, anything. So
Yeah.
um, it's
Absolutely.
it's there's bro, sky's the limit with this.
It really is. It's awesome. Now, like, what do you plan on doing? When do you plan on doing your? I know you're releasing everything on what, June 1st is the date.
So yeah, so June 1st we'll have open enrollment on the website, so members will be able to go on there. Prospective members will say they'll fill out their application. Really short, brief little questionnaire, just a small way to kind of vet members and kind of keep everything cohesive. And then from there, they can go ahead. There are monthly dues that go with it for founding members. They'll be able to save $100. So for those first 50 people that join, it'll be $350 a month. That includes 2 outings a month, golf outings, beginning of the month, end of the month. And then right after the outings, we have a network members event at the clubhouse. So we keep the outings at 9 holes just to kind of keep the pace of play. We don't want to burn everybody out. They've been drinking on the course all day. The sun's beating on them, and now they got to go to a function. We want to make it fun. So they'll get to the course. They'll have goodie bags there waiting on them. I'm working with a local chiropractor who's getting Tyler's Performance certified, so he can do some TPI chiropractic work on the course. We'll have some golf professional coaches on the course doing some on-course coaching. So as you're playing the game, if you've got a question for a shot, how do you play a lie, above your feet, below your feet, there'll be a golf PGA pro there helping you out. to kind of coach you. I mean, I feel like
Right.
all these athletes at school level, elementary to pro level, there's always been a coach next to them. Golf is the only one where you really got to have the money or the talent to be on course with a professional coach helping your game.
Yeah.
So I feel like for that same inclusiveness for our clientele who we're pitching towards, I want to be able to give those small details to them when they're on the course, and they can get that little extra help. Already they're probably getting up the track, man, but now it's like, dude, if I chunk, I'm chunking. It's not just my club bouncing off of
Right.
some plastic turf. So
Right.
I think little things like that, again, just to make the outing fun, because it's not going to be a full 18, but they're getting a benefit out of it. So you look at it like you're getting 2 chiropractic visits on top of that per month. You're getting some on the course professional coaching from our staff that'll be there. So there's a lot of little perks for all the members that'll be there. Founding members, we're working on some special stuff with the merch. Everybody will get, who's a member, will get a golf polo with the year that they were inducted. They'll get a hat as well, a little golf kit with balls, tees, head cover. And for founding members, we got a couple extra perks there with some embroidery with the names.
Mm-hmm.
Really nice little golf kit for them. It's a nice little open box kit that they'll be able to get. And then we'll have like special founding member nights specifically for those 50, where we'll do like little extra special stuff, VIP guests and whatnot. But still, for the members, as we go through each month, we'll still have these pop-up events that'll go out with our newsletter, kind of letting you know that for member events that we'll have special outings outside of our 2 events.
Yeah.
So a bunch of different venues that we're working with. Dream House Entertainment Group. I hope I'm saying their name right. I know they do a lot of the big events here in New York City, so I'm working with them, hopefully, with some
Okay.
venue spaces to be able to get some like cool clients to come by, some VIP guests, do some simulator like pro versus this, or like a average person versus a celebrity, or
Yeah.
pro versus Joe kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So create cool little moments like that, cool little outings outside of just the normal package.
Yeah.
And these are things that we're just going to keep adding to it as we keep growing, obviously. And then for our regular founding members, like I said, it'll just be $100 more. But the value there for what you're getting at the end of the month, just the dollars and cents make sense, plus the networking ability, the
Right.
people you can meet. It'll be wonderful. And the courses we'll play, man. Golly, I'm
Right. What's it
excited for
cost
that.
down there? What's it cost down there to play around the golf? Like average
Play around
cost.
the golf right now. Let's say you play 9 holes at a decent course. You're gonna spend about 60 to $80.
Ooh,
If you grab you a couple beers or whatever, you'll probably spend easy $100
hundred
plus.
bucks. Damn.
18 holes, about 150 on average for me. I've been noticing.
Yeah.
Some of these guys, I mean, they're spending a few $100
That's the
per
thing.
18
Like,
hole outing. So
yeah, the cost of living is so much different up here and then down there. Like,
yeah,
I
yeah.
go to my local. I have a season pass. I go to my local course, pay $20 for a cart, and off I go. So
Oh,
that's fantastic, bro.
that's beautiful,
That's
bro.
why I play
That's
6 days a week.
beautiful.
I'm playing
Yeah.
playing one round, or I'm
Yeah.
playing 6 round for the cost of one down there. That's insane. Yeah,
Yeah, I think
but look what you're getting. Like you're saying, you're getting 2 events, possibly 3, 4, and then plus you're getting all the. Now, when you're talking about other events, like you're talking like a pop up at like a like private party at like a dispensary or on
private
the
party at a
rooftop or something.
dispensary or
Yeah, yeah,
something
yeah.
like that. So those are different things they're working with. So that's where the entertainment company comes in. They have a few different venues. One of them is Harbor, not too far from Chelsea Piers. I think they've got Chris Brown coming in. They had Cardi B, but they ended up postponing that.
Yeah,
Um, they have a lot of big talented names that they
yeah,
have under their contract. So they have a huge like network when it comes to like influencers, celebrities.
sure.
So being able to get some of them to be able to be part of the group as well. We've got a couple of people that are part of it as well now. Can't say yet who they are. But it's one of those things that I think as it evolves and it gets out there more and more, just what we bring and how we'll bring it will start to attract more of the clientele that we're looking for.
Yeah,
Um, and then again, just the value of it. For me, creating that value is is crucial to making sure that one, the members understand the culture of what we're trying to create. And
yeah,
it's one that again, if I'm putting this much into it, it's because I'm looking for everybody else to pitch in.
yep,
Again, resources or ideas, just networking, right? So that's where being able to meet anybody and everyone, and collaboratively work together and grow this thing. Obviously there's a business too, so we have to make sure on that end, we take care of it because it's the only way to make it grow and scale it. But at the same time, just keep giving that value to the members and kind of create that Soho House like vibe,
Yeah.
but just using golf and cannabis.
Yeah. So here's one for you. What would you think about this? I'm assuming you have all your outings pretty much a good idea of them set up, but we'll figure out a date and we'll make one of those separate outings a pitch putt and puff rolling green collab, and we'll do a good little 18 holes. We'll meet halfway, and we'll do a little 18 holes. And we'll get out there and do something.
I'm down with it, dude. I'm so down.
Yeah, I think it would be cool. I mean, my guy's been begging me to do some type of trip, do something, get off the regular course, and just mix it up with do something. So I think it'd be a great idea. I got 8 guys. We can get 4 tee time somewhere.
Dude, we can do it.
Lock it up and mix up the groups so everybody gets to mingle amongst each other. We have a good time.
I say we find a really, really nice, top-notch course. We'll make a lot of people jealous, and then we have a lot of fun.
Yeah. I have a guy down in the city I'm really cool with who's a videographer as well. So
okay.
I can have him tag along and get some real good footage for us too.
Yeah, so dude, that'd be awesome.
Definitely something to talk about, man. We'll definitely talk about that. But really interested in seeing how this goes, man. I'd really like to pop down for an event or two for sure. Definitely
come by the roof house.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Come down, just check out with the vibe and see how things what it's really all about in person. Yeah. Especially in the winter. What's your plans for the winter? Doing like the simulators and stuff just to keep it rolling.
Essentially, simulators. Had to setting that up, and then I'm hoping maybe at that point we can start looking at an event space that we can kind of create permanently to house. Nice. 4 or 5 sims. So I'm talking to a couple of the ball launch monitor companies that are manufacturers. Did a bunch of digging around and just trying to see what I could work out. Even reached out with the guys over at TrackMan just to see what we can get going with them. But I think it's definitely heading in the right direction. I definitely see a vision for how this thing can not only scale and grow both the community but the business side of it, and then just create something for just the masses and keep putting it out there, man. And like I said, the cannabis community is just growing by leaps and bounds.
All the time, man. All the time. So, Billy, man, I like to wrap up with 3 questions, man. 3 questions. Favorite club in your bag?
Favorite club in my bag? My 7-iron.
Nice, me too. Most versatile club I got.
Yep. It's good for pinch, bro. If I need to keep the low, sitting high, it'll work.
That's it. 1,000%. And then, what's your favorite course you've ever played?
Favorite course I've ever played? Jeez, now you got me thinking. I guess it has to be the St. Andrews course I was just at. Just how randomly I ended up on there. They let me play, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
That's sick. That is a sick little story.
Yeah, it was tight. I have to say, it has to be that.
Yeah, and then if you could add, you're in a foursome with 3 other guys. Who are they?
Foursome, 3 other guys.
No Diddy.
No who? No Diddy.
No.
Yeah, no. Chill. Oh, let's see here. God, let's see. I mean, there's definitely some obvious guys out there, but damn, Jack Nicholson. I've been a big fan of his for a while. I remember as a kid, I'm 41. When I started playing golf, I used to walk to the library in Jackson in Butts County, Georgia. Country, bro. Nothing but pastures and flat farmland, dirt roads. And I remember looking at books of him and Tiger, and I would look at their swings. They would have like these sequence shots. Same way I would look at like skateboard magazines, and you would see the sequence shots of like a kickflip over a gap or whatever. And you just want to see like positioning. How do they do that? And I would just study and look and read, and like that was a big thing. We'll say Jack. We'll go Vijay Singh. I love Vijay Singh. I like his swing.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and throw Tiger in there because right there, another reason, the same thing. We just go to the library, nerd out, pull all the books, and read up on them.
Yeah.
So yeah, Jack, VJ,
that's a good group,
and
man.
Tiger. Yeah.
That's a good little group. That's the first time anybody said Jack, and
really?
VJ and VJ.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Shout out Jack and VJ. Hope you heard. I'm a fan. I've watched y'all's careers for almost 20 plus years. So, yeah.
No doubt, man. But yeah, dude, we'll keep in touch and we'll set something up for a little bit later here in the summer.
Awesome, brother.
We'll get it cooking. Anything I can help you out with down the road, big events coming up.
Yeah.
Let me know. Hit me up in the DM. I'll send you my phone number in there so we can just communicate that way, make it easier. And when I come down to the city wintertime, definitely link up at the simulator up for sure. I'll bring my
And
clubs
definitely
with me.
even before that, dude. Let's play around. Let's come to the clubhouse. Let's have a drink, dude. Dude, I'd love to have you down, man.
Yeah, man. Only 2 hours away. It ain't nothing. It's a quick, easy ride down. Easy ride down for sure. Sure. Where can they find you? One more time. Where can they find you?
Rolling Green GC, all one word. On Instagram, we've got the link to our website on there as well. If you notice, it might change a little bit. I'm not a web guy. I'm figuring it out, but I've got one of my guys who's been helping me out with it as well. We're getting everything set up for the launch for June 1st, for everybody to start applying and joining. So, but yeah, Rolling Green GC.
Awesome. All right, Billy. Appreciate it, man. Really appreciate your time. Best of luck with all this. We'll be talking soon. Look for a collab with Rolling Green in the pitch, putt and puff. Appreciate everybody tuning in, and we'll hit you up tomorrow with a recap show. Later. Shout out for Billy for jumping on from Rolling Green Golf Club in New York City. Also, before we wrap this up, let's give a shout out to our sponsor, GolferCBD.com. Golfer CBD is introducing a range of naturally sourced products enhancing golfers' playing skills, capability during their training process, game prep, performance, and relaxation. This product is produced by golfers for golfers. Used and supported by performance professional golfers across the U.S. and Europe, Golfer CBD is manufactured in the USA. Use promo code PPP10 at checkout. Save 10% at golfercbd.com. Also locally, 420bliss.com, 420-bliss.com. Make sure you check them out. 740 Hoosick Road, Troy, New York, right up in the Walmart Plaza. Also, Trouble Off the Tee, troubleoffthetee.com, 15% off RGB. And then promo code PUFF for the buy one, get one free on the polos. We'll talk to you next week. Later. Fairway Mike.
Hey, man.
Fairway Mike.
Hey, man.